Before we begin, we'd like to dedicate our show to Mr. Todd Keppel. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings and welcome to a second night of horror and suspense. Broadcasting from WSCE Studios and through the generous sponsorship of Life Incorporated, St. Charles East Theater presents Frankenstein, a radio play written by Philip Grecian, based on his stage play and by the novel by Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley. I'm your host, Tabitha. Our story begins in a moment, but first, a word from tonight's sponsor.
Good evening. My name is Jennifer One, the head of Life Incorporated. At Life Incorporated, we have created a team of scientists with one goal in mind: to take the nature out of natural selection. From color to size to shape, Mother Nature has consistently failed to keep up with modern trends. So we have taken nature's decisions and put them into the hands of those to whom it matters most: you. Throughout the night, we will be introducing you to several of the products Life Incorporated has created to give you exactly what you desire, what you deserve. The future is bright. Shouldn't it also be beautiful?
Indeed. Thank you, Life Incorporated. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our story. Turn out your lights and move closer to the glow of your radio dial as WSCE Radio presents Frankenstein. In the summer of 1816, 5 writers were vacationing at the Villa Diodoro in Switzerland. Lord Byron, Claire Claremont, John Polidori, Byron's physician, Percy Shelley, and his 19-year-old mistress, Mary Wollstonecraft, whom he would wed by year's end. It was an unseasonably wet summer. The group, often confined indoors, wrote ghost stories and read them aloud to pass the time. Mary's story had a dramatic effect, for Lord Byron, upon hearing it, ran from the room in fright. With the encouragement of Byron and Shelley, Mary expanded her story to novel length, publishing it 2 years later. And ever since that time, it has been a favorite all over the world. Come with us now. Through the power of your imagination, travel back in history. Hear our story, the story of Frankenstein.
Fog on the horizon, Captain!
There she goes.
Aye, aye!
We set sail in June of that year over the top of the world, seeking the Northwest Passage from Russia to the Pacific Ocean. The ice made progress slow, but by early August, the polar region was in sight.
More ice floes, Captain!
Keep moving.
The fog, Captain. She's rolling in.
Steer for sea room while you can.
Aye, aye, sir. I can't see, Captain!
Ice, Captain!
Ice off the port bow!
Ice off the starboard bow!
Dead in the water, Captain. Ice got us wedged in.
We sat motionless for hours, and then the fog lifted, and we beheld in all directions an endless plain of ice, white and silver against the dead gray sky.
Captain?
Aye?
Off the port bow!
What's he doing out
What
there?
is that thing? Is that a person?
Look at the size of it. That can't be a
Oh
big
my
person.
gosh, look at it go!
I ran up to the rail and saw it. A low carriage fixed on a sledge and drawn by dogs. The driver, a man gigantic in stature, visible but for a moment, and then embraced by the fog. Nothing to do with us. I'm going below to get a little sleep. Wake me when the ice breaks.
Aye, Captain. Captain!
Just a moment. What is it?
Ice broke, sir.
Oh, good.
And another dog sled, sir, drifted up against the ship on a chunk of ice.
You're sure it's not the same one?
Different one. Dogs are all dead.
Any men?
One, unconscious. We're bringing him down now.
Watch the head.
Watch the feet. They
Watch
might
the
fall
mouth.
out.
In here. Put him on that bunk. Brandy. Bring brandy.
Yes, sir.
And blankets.
This is a ship.
Ah, yes. The good ship Cocytus.
Bound
North
to the pole.
and beyond.
Good. Good.
I'm Robert Walton, captain of the ship.
Frankenstein. Victor Frankenstein.
German.
Swiss.
Explorer.
I seek one who fled from me.
Blankets, sir. And brandy.
On the table.
Anything else, sir?
Thank you.
Very
No.
good. Very good, sir.
The one you seek. He travels in the same fashion.
By sled? Yes.
Then I fancy we have seen him.
When? Where?
Here, drink.
Thank you. Now, tell me, quickly.
Yesterday, we saw a sledge with a man in it, a giant of a man.
Yes. Traveling north?
Aye.
Good. I have doubtless excited your curiosity.
A man's life is his own.
Word that simple.
You have a family then.
Once. No longer.
Then you're responsible to no one but yourself.
You think so, eh? I will tell you my tale, and I pray you find a moral in it.
Not if it pains you.
I am beyond pain.
Oh, but
Listen. In my boyhood, I had an eager desire to learn. I rejected the empty nursery rhymes for the ancient writings of the alchemists and was filled with the fervent longing to penetrate the secrets of nature. When the time came, I enrolled at the university in Ingolstadt and was very fortunate in attracting the attention of Professor Waldman, who chaired the Department of Surgery and ultimately became my mentor. I graduated at the top of my class, my head filled with ideas and my heart filled with little. In the evening after our graduation ceremonies, I invited Professor Waldman and my dear friend Henry Clerval to dinner at my chateau.
An excellent meal, Victor. Never thought of you as a chef. A surgeon, yes. The chemist, absolutely. But a chef?
There is, Henry, a fine line between the brilliant chemist and the brilliant chef.
And you've crossed the line.
And I've crossed the line. Professor Waldman, you enjoyed the meal?
A fine dinner, Victor. But this chateau, are you living alone here?
Not for long. Victor and Elizabeth will be married soon.
And you will be moving here?
No. Geneva.
Then,
I require a room here for my, work.
and no servants?
No, they would disturb me.
Just what is your work, Victor?
Speculative, mostly. The nature of disease, the brain and the body.
Ah, to eliminate all disease, cure the lame and the halt, and create a perfect world.
Yes, exactly.
Such are the goals of all of my students as they pass from the university.
And if we were to move beyond those goals?
Beyond?
Think about it. We correct God's mistakes every day with science. So then why stop there? Could we not improve upon the original plan? Achieve perfection, flawless creatures. A new Adam, a perfect Eve. What then, Professor?
Why then, my boy, we would be gods.
Gods!
And bear the responsibilities of gods.
Yes, I suppose that is so. Gods.
This would be an interesting discussion for a rainy afternoon. Victor, of course, if such a thing were possible, it could only end in tragedy.
Of course.
And your plans, Henry?
Find modest rooms in town, fix my shingle over the door, and establish a practice.
I wish you much success.
Would anyone care for sherry?
Ah, thank you. No, it grows late. I must be going.
Oh, well, it was good of you to come this evening.
Your company is always a pleasure, Victor.
I'd best go as well.
No, stay a bit, will you, Henry? There's something I wish to discuss with you.
Ah, well, certainly. I'll have some of that sherry after all, then.
Professor, I'll see you to the door.
That won't be necessary. I can find my way. Good night, Victor.
Professor?
Professor. Now, what is it you want to talk about?
You spoke of rooms in town.
Yes?
Move in here.
But earlier you said...
I need your help, Henry.
My help?
Yes.
With your work, you mean?
Oh, I can't do it myself, Henry. I need a pair of extra hands. Another surgeon. Oh, he needn't be brilliant. An adequate one would do.
I beg your pardon?
Henry, what I said to Professor Waldman,
Yes, of course. Creating the perfect man.
Think of it, Henry. A new race not subject to disease, infirmity, death. Beautiful in form, powerful in body. I could do it, Henry.
What? Creates a man?
Life, Henry. Create life. I could do it. We could do it.
You're serious?
I've already begun
Begun?
to build a man.
What?
Slowly, you understand, to avoid suspicion.
No, wait. You're saying you've been building...
It's taken me nearly 2 years.
2 years! But you
There's no
can't-
time to start on the cellular level, and I've been forced to employ some pre-existing components.
What?
Don't look so shocked, Henry. We've spent the last several years at the university dissecting cadavers and tossing about the bones. You'd be surprised about how much can simply disappear with no one the wiser. But there are still things I need, and it will be necessary to spend time watching at churchyards.
Watching at... grave robbing?
Henry, it would all just rot anyway. Food for the worms. Can it be a crime to steal from the worms?
But there are families who...
Who had their chance at ceremony. The period of mourning happens whether there's a body or not, and sooner or later there's nothing but dust in the coffin anyway.
But Victor...
And who's to know, Henry? Who's to know? They'll continue to weep over an empty grave or bring flowers to a vacant piece of ground. The palliative effect is the same.
A point, certainly, but...
And the dead! The dead have another chance.
Another chance.
At life, Henry. Henry, we could create the perfect race, free from disease and impervious to age. What a boon to humanity.
Put it that way, it seems heroic.
Heroic! Yes, heroic. So you're with me?
You're
You're with me!
Victor, I've always supported you.
Good, excellent.
But...
Now, quickly, pull on your coat. There's a fresh grave in the churchyard, and I have some tools in the carriage.
What?
And when we finish, we'll make some rounds at the morgue and the charnel houses. We'll be heroes, Henry. We'll be benefactors. We'll be gods.
Mother?
In the parlor, Catherine.
Look, Mother, Justine's taught me to... what is it called, Justine?
Crochet.
Justine's taught me to crochet, you see?
Very nice, dear. A handkerchief.
No, it's for the back of a chair.
Of course.
And where will this one go, Catherine?
On Victor's big chair in the library, where he used to sit and frown over his books.
He always did frown poring over those old books, didn't he? A letter's come today, you see.
From Victor?
From Henry, but I'm sure it's all about Victor. Your brother never writes, but Henry keeps us posted.
For Elizabeth?
Yes, for Elizabeth.
I'm going to put this on Victor's chair. Don't let anyone move it, Mother. I want Victor to see it when he comes home.
She's growing up, Justine. You've done well with her.
I'm only her governess.
You've had as much to do with raising her as I have, perhaps more. A child's future is a parent's duty. I wonder if I've given enough.
You've given everything. To Catherine as well as to me.
Nonsense.
I was an orphan, and you took me in and provided me with a home and an education.
I needed a governess for my child.
You could have found an older or a better one. I was barely 13.
You were always older than your years.
But she gets her schooling from her tutors and her meals from the housekeeper and the cook. My duties have been little more than a big sister.
An excellent example. She needed a governess.
And I needed a family. And you shared yours. You never treated me as a servant.
Justine, come see.
Come in, Catherine. You had no duty toward me, Baroness, and yet you gave me a future. For that and so much more, I will always be grateful.
Justine!
Good morning, Baroness.
Good morning, Justine.
Here I come, Catherine.
All my little ones. All my little ones. Elizabeth! Elizabeth, are you upstairs?
What is it, Baroness?
A letter for you.
A letter? From Victor?
From Henry, but I'm sure it's about Victor. Here you are.
Thank you. They said they'd be coming home next month. Henry just to visit, but Victor...
Yes, you have wedding plans to make. Victor's always been single-minded, but I cannot fathom how he could...
Oh,
What is it?
they won't be coming home next month after all. Victor has some research and Henry's working with him.
The wedding?
Not a word.
Oh.
Henry's simply forgotten to mention it. I'm sure he thinks of it every day, and he'll be home very soon.
Of course he will.
If not next month, well, then the month after. The wedding isn't until the fall, and if you'll excuse me, Baroness,
Certainly. Oh, Victor, what are you doing? What in the world are you doing?
The storm's nearly at its peak, Victor.
Come here, Henry.
There's no time if we're...
Come here.
Very well.
Look at him.
Victor, I've been looking at him for months
He's
now.
beautiful.
Perhaps, but with all that bandaging...
You know he is. I selected his features to be beautiful. A noble high forehead, rich black hair, a strong jaw, broad shoulders. Look!
Victor, the storm is rising.
What?
The storm.
Oh, yes, we must move quickly. The attachment?
In place.
The lightning rods?
Connected.
Open the skylight.
Victor, it's raining
Let
into...
it rain. Quickly now, raise the table. Send him up. Up. There he goes. Up to the heavens to see a life from the gods. The lightning. Look, Henry, the lightning. Switch on the generator. Look at it, Henry. Look at it. There, you see? The lightning. We're collecting lightning from the heavens. We steal fire from the gods. Like Prometheus, Henry.
The batteries are full, Victor.
Transfer in 3, 2, now, Henry, now! We are titans. We are creators. We are gods. Switch off the machines. Now, bring it down. Bring it down. Quickly. Here it is. Easy now. Easy. And now quickly, disconnect the electrodes. Quickly, man, quickly.
I'm doing the best I
Out of the way. Bring me that stethoscope connection. Hurry. No. Connect it to the machine first, so we can hear. Hurry, man.
Here is...
Give it to me. Close that skylight.
Victor.
Shut up. Quiet. Listen. Hear that?
Oh my God.
Hear it?
I never...
Quiet, damn you, quiet. It's alive. It's alive!
What will this new creation bring for our characters? We'll find out after a word from our sponsor. Hey, Barb. Lovely day, isn't it?
I suppose. How's Sparky doing? Enjoying his walk? Are you, boy?
So, did you and Hank finally decide if you're going to be dog people or cat people?
Oh, Mary, it's been quite a pickle. We'll never come to a decision. I've always wanted a dog, but Hank finds their unconditional love off-putting. And Hank likes cats, but I find them judgy and aloof. I don't know how we'll make a decision. Now, you won't have to. Are these types of decision ruining your wedded bliss? Or your children deafening you with the endless pet choice debates? Hello, I'm Jennifer 17. At Life Incorporated, we make those choices easier. Simply pick the features of any animal you desire, and utilizing our patented Genesis process, we will build you the perfect pet to love. A snake with fur that loves to cuddle, a guinea pig that glows in the dark and has 8 legs for extra hugs, a goldfish that sings and flies about the room. This only scratches the surface of what Life Incorporated can create for you. We are only limited by your imagination. All creations guaranteed to be better than its original animal source with the Life Incorporated promise of perfection.
Hello, Barb. I see you finally found a little furry friend.
We sure did. Hank and I went to Life Incorporated, answered a questionnaire, and after a brief incubation period, poof! Whittle X38-P4781 is just what we needed. It has all the features of cats and dogs we love, with none of the faults.
What's that beautiful color? I've never seen it on a pet before.
Avocado green. I wanted it to match the kitchen.
Really? And standing so tall and perfect. Oh, just staring at the children like that. Is it salivating?
That's how it shows love. It does the same thing when looking at me and Hank. Don't you, cutie pie?
Well, Barb, I'm officially jealous.
Thank you, Life Incorporated. All creations guaranteed to be better than its original parts, each with the Life Incorporated promise of perfection. The future is bright. Shouldn't it be beautiful?
And now we return to the WSCE Radio Players production of Frankenstein.
Yes?
I've come to... Henry.
Professor Waldman.
You've come to visit Victor as well, then?
No, Professor, I live here.
No shingle on the door in town after all.
Not at present in any case.
Well then, I wonder if I might come in.
I'm afraid that would be impossible.
Impossible.
Just now. We're very busy and...
Busy?
Yes, and we're not...
Doing what?
I'm not at...
Research?
Yes, research. I'm helping Victor, you see, and we...
What sort of research?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Not at... Very well. Please tell Victor I was here.
Yes, of course, Professor.
I thought it might be diverting to meet again. Perhaps in my room.
Yes, yes.
One evening soon, for a meal, some wine and conversation.
Yes, fine. I'll talk to Victor about...
I've been thinking about the discussion topic Victor brought up the other week.
Discussion topic?
Concerning the responsibilities of gods.
Ah, yes, of course.
Hypothetical, of course.
Of course, yes.
But intriguing nonetheless. A point to ponder, eh? Well, good evening, Henry.
Good evening, Professor.
Who was it?
Oh, Victor, you startled me.
Who was it?
Professor Waldman.
What did you tell him?
Nothing.
You're certain?
I'm certain. Calm down, Victor, calm down. You haven't slept in days.
Who can sleep with
Victor,
that?
you've got to get a hold of yourself.
He's
You
not
can't-
beautiful, Henry.
No, Victor.
I meant him to be the size of him, the physique, the hair, the brow. They were meant for a god.
I know, Victor.
Instead, they form a horrible contrast with those dead eyes.
Victor!
My God, Henry. His skin scarcely covers the muscles and the arteries and the scarring. I never considered
Victor,
this.
you must...
He is not beautiful, Henry. He's not. He was to be articulate. The brain. I took the brain mere hours from internment. You understand, mere hours.
Victor, you're killing
Of course, I allowed for
yourself.
some amount of time.
You must
with
sleep.
the
You must
damage allowed
eat.
without oxygen.
You
but-
can't go on like this much
but
longer.
I allowed for
Can't
that.
you see what you're doing
I
to
allowed
yourself?
for that, Henry. I did. There were certain processes that
Victor,
I could predict.
you're
and
making
I...
yourself ill.
Henry, do you remember Professor Krempy?
Of course. Doctor of Natural Philosophy. Brilliant. Died last year, end of term.
It was his brain.
No heart failure, as I
No,
recall.
the creature has his brain.
Good God.
I didn't expect brilliance. Oxygen deprivation would have taken its toll, but I hope for something better than this feeble-minded beast.
Crumpy.
Time to feed it again. I picked something up at the butcher's this afternoon.
I'll go extinguish my reading lamp and join you at the cellar door.
Very well.
My God, Victor, what are you feeding it?
Carcass of a pig. Got it at the butcher's.
A more than reasonable price, I hope. That sack fairly reeks.
He doesn't seem to mind. On the wall, that torch. Bring it along, will you? Hold it close. I can't see a bloody thing down here.
Watch his turn in the stairs. He's asleep. Perhaps you could leave us on.
The instincts of an animal, too. There's no creeping up on it. Look at it, Henry. Look at it! What have I done? What have I wrought from the creator's discarded clay?
I had a hand in this too.
I spent 2 years creating this. This obscenity.
He's caught scent of the food.
Here you go, you misbegotten nightmare. Catch. This is my punishment for stealing fire from the gods.
What now, Victor? We can't leave him down here forever. We're responsible.
For this?
Yes, of course.
No. My intention was to create a new race, more gods than men. This animal that sleeps on filthy straw is God's way of mocking me. No, I shan't be responsible for it. I shall destroy it.
Destroy it? Impossible.
Do you think it cannot die, Henry?
Oh, yes, Victor, it can die, but it will not die easily. You've seen to that with what you've done to it on a cellular level. Its healing factors
I
are
shall
amazing.
destroy it.
Then you will be a murderer.
A murderer?
Exactly.
I am its maker.
And therefore carry more responsibility than right.
The life it has, I gave to it. I did it. I gave it life.
And that does not give you the right to take it back. His heart beats. He breathes. He lives independent of our machines. Victor, it is a life. A living being. Perhaps it even has a soul.
A soul?
A soul.
Rubbish. I can provide an inventory of everything I put into it. I stitched in lungs. I stitched in muscles. I stitched in no soul.
And that does not mean it hasn't one. What is it? What's happening to
The
him?
food was drugged, Henry. With enough poison to kill a dozen men.
You can't poison it, Victor. You know that. Its recuperative powers
No,
are...
but I can kill it with this.
A pistol.
That's the plan, you see. To weaken it. To provide an opportunity. so I can move on in on it like
Victor, no!
this. Give me that torch, will you? Oh, what do you say, Henry? Do you think a bullet through the brain will kill it? About here, perhaps? Just in front of the ear?
Victor, please.
I can never poison it, you see. Even now, its immune system is building defenses. At least I did that right in the creation of my Ubermensch. Another 10 minutes and we'll slake off the effects of the poison. But let it slake off a bullet to the medulla. Now, hold very still. This won't hurt a bit.
Victor, look out! It's...
Let go of me! Let go! The torch, Henry!
It set the straw afire!
Let me go, you monster! Quickly! Find the stairs!
Here, Victor, over here! The creature! Can you see? Look out! The ceiling's coming down!
There's no saving him now, it's best. Quickly!
Victor, are you awake?
Oh, Elizabeth. I dozed off while you were reading to me.
Professor Waldman's here to see you.
Hello, Victor.
Professor, what are you doing in Geneva?
I am often in Geneva. I have family here. And how could I not come to visit you and your lovely bride-to-be?
Will you be able to come to the wedding, Professor?
I would not miss it.
Well, I shall leave you two gentlemen alone. Victor will finish reading this evening after dinner.
Good.
A pleasure, Professor.
The pleasure is mine, Miss Lavenza. So, how are you, Victor?
Better this last week, I think. According to the doctors, I should be able to get out of bed in the next couple of days. I concur.
Self-diagnosis, eh?
Of course.
I was sorry to hear of the fire. Were you able to save anything?
No, nothing but ashes.
Your notes? Your research?
Gone. All gone.
What a tragedy.
A tragedy. Yes. Henry was the hero of the hour. I'd been overcome with his smoke, and he carried me out. Saved my life.
Of course, I heard, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had a visitor.
No. Come in, Justine. Come in. Professor Waldman, this is Justine Moritz.
Miss Moritz.
Professor?
Justine's my sister's governess, my mother's household lieutenant, and just lately my nurse.
Ah, then you were responsible for that delightful little girl I met at the door.
Yes, sir.
You must be very proud of her.
Yes, sir, I am. Frankenstein, have you taken your medicine?
Not yet.
It's past time.
I'll get to it.
Now would be a good time, lest you forget.
It would appear you are as proficient a nurse as you are a governess.
She's a taskmaster. Very well. Here, pass me that water, please.
Here you are, sir.
And there. I've taken the medicine and washed it down like a good fellow.
Thank you, sir. A pleasure, Professor Waldman.
Mine as well, Justine. Victor, I'd best go as well. Good to see you looking well. And from what Elizabeth has said, you're finally setting a date for that wedding.
Yes, as soon as I've regained my strength.
Excellent. Take care.
Oh, Professor.
Henry, I understand you're something of a hero.
Hero?
You saved Victor's life.
Oh, well,
And it occurs to me the three of us still have a topic to discuss.
we do?
Regarding?
The responsibility of a god toward his creation.
I see.
What prompts this topic, Professor?
You don't remember? Victor, you brought it up yourself that evening at dinner. I've been thinking of it ever since. An excellent pursuit.
Oh.
For discussion. Well, I must go. Be well, Victor. Be well.
Yes, thank you for stopping by, Professor.
Good afternoon, Henry.
Professor. Victor, do you think he knows?
No. Of course not. How could he?
Sometimes it's uncanny what he seems to know.
It's a trick of his. Suggest you know more than you do and see what you can learn.
Still.
Henry, the house burned completely, did it not?
Yes, of course.
Ashes, just ashes. No furniture, no paper, no laboratory equipment, no bones. Correct, no bones?
No, of course not. The chemicals in the lab saw to that. The fire was nearly white hot. Not a timber standing. Nothing left but a pit of ashes.
Good. My coat. My notebook was in my coat pocket with all my notes about the creation.
You had no coat, Victor.
No, I did. I did, I tell you. If anyone found
You
that
must
go-
have left
we
it
would-
there, in the cellar with that poor creature.
Yes, of course. I must have. Then it burned as surely as he did.
Still, it haunts me.
What?
What if he didn't burn, Victor? What if he survived?
He didn't.
But if he had, suddenly free of that cellar. After all, he has Krempy's brain.
Krempy's deteriorated brain. Erased of all knowledge.
True, but consider the potential. Krempy was brilliant. That mind in that massive, nearly immortal body.
I do not wish to discuss this. The creature did not survive.
But if he had.
If he had, why then he would be like an animal. An animal. Loose in a world he could not possibly understand.
Who's there? If you've come to rob me, take what you like. Look around inside my cabin too. The door is open. I haven't much to steal, and as I am blind, I make a poor witness to crime. No? Well, if you haven't come to rob me, perhaps you'd care to sit with me a while, eh? Oh, a music lover then. Is that it? I don't understand what you were saying. Are you not native born? German, perhaps? Freund? No. Ami? Pretel? Barda? Prieten? Oh, of course. Forgive me, my friend. It is not that you speak another language, it is that you cannot speak at all. Is that it? Well, we are a fine pair, are we not? You cannot speak and I cannot see. Ah, but you have the capacity. Has no one ever taught you to speak? Something terrible must have happened to cause you to lose your ability to speak. Some grave accident. Yes, I lost my sight through an accident as well. Well then, we can help each other. Well, you're with me, you can be my eyes. And I will be your tutor. Agreed. We will help each other because we are friends. Can you say that? Friend? Can you say it, friend? Friend.
Friend.
Yes.
Friend.
Excellent, my friend.
Friend.
Yes.
After this short break from your local stations, we will return to the WSCE Radio Players production of Frankenstein. We will now return to Frankenstein.
Victor!
Hello, Kat. Good afternoon, Justine.
Frankenstein?
Victor, Justine's taking me on a picnic.
Really?
Oh, yes, and we're going on a hike to catch butterflies and find snails in the pond, aren't we, Justine?
Yes, we are.
Do you want to come?
I would, but I haven't the strength for long walks yet.
But it's been weeks.
Not much longer, Kat, and when the doctors say I'm well enough, that's the first thing I'll want to do. A picnic and a snail hunting expedition.
Promise?
I promise.
Come, Justine. Let's decide what to take for our picnic.
I'm coming.
Have we worn you out yet, Justine? Nursing me back to health and seeing to Catherine?
Oh, no, sir. And my time with Catherine. helping her to learn and grow. It helps to make up for. To make up for. You know about my father?
I do.
Oh, he went mad.
Yes.
He just arose early one morning, put on tea, and then did horrible things. Unspeakable things.
Justine, you needn't
I
go
saw it all, and I ran. I hid. I hid where he couldn't find me. He said that the angels told him to do it.
Yes.
They executed him. And I will never forget being so alone and terrified in the workhouse, whipped and treated like an animal. And your mother coming for me and shouting at the steward who had been such a demon and taking me by the hand.
She knew your mother.
But the Baroness, you and Catherine, you gave me a life, and I am forever in your debt.
Justine!
I'm coming! I can repay only a part of that debt by helping to raise Catherine. And so, she is my responsibility and my blessing. I love her with all my heart.
Justine!
Excuse me, sir.
Of course.
Coming, little cat!
A blessing. A life. A life.
And then the Lord God formed man of the dust and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Do you see those words in the book, my friend?
Yes. You know these words, DeLacy?
I do. I have read our good book many times.
You are blind.
I was not always blind, my friend. Seems we're in for a storm.
Yes, it is turning very dark.
We won't let it bother us. We'll stay inside and build a fire in the hearth. You can read and I will recite. Would you like to hear more?
Yes, yes.
Therefore, the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from which he was made. Can you find those words?
Yes.
Then read, my friend.
So he drove out the man, and he placed cherubim at the east, and a flaming sword which turned every way to guard the tree of life.
Ha! Well done, my friend. You have learned quickly and well.
God made us, DeLacy?
He did.
Then I have seen God.
I suppose each of us has seen God in his
No,
own way.
I have seen him. I have seen God, DeLacy.
You're mistaken, my friend.
No, I remember. I was cast out into the burning pit by God for my sins.
No.
Yes. I was driven from the garden with a flaming sword. But there's no Lady Eve. I was alone. I have no Eve. Where is my Eve, DeLacy?
But that was all a long time ago, and no man has ever seen the face of God.
I have. His coat! I have his coat! Where did I? Ah, here! I have God's coat! I took it from the garden. Here, touch it, DeLacy, touch it! It's God's coat.
It is excellent fabric, my friend, but I'm afraid it's not. What is this?
What?
In a pocket. A book of some sort. Here.
It is writing.
Handwriting?
Yes. Not printing like in the other books, but writing with a hand.
Then it is a diary. Whoever wore this coat.
God.
Whoever wore this coat kept a diary, a record of his thoughts.
Here's a drawing. A drawing of
Of what, my friend?
Of me, DeLacy. A drawing of me. And more drawings. Yes! God has made drawings as he created me, DeLacy. There are words, God's words. It is another book of God's words, like our good book.
My friend, you do not...
Oh.
What is it? What have you read?
God does not love me.
God loves all of his children.
I saw the dull yellow eyes of the creature open. It breathed hard, and a convulsive motion agitated its limbs.
What sort of book is this?
The beauty of my dream has vanished. Only horror and disgust fill my heart as I behold this monster I have created. God does not love me, DeLacy.
This is not about you. It is about a monster. What would you imagine?
Yes, a monster.
And do you not remember what you have read from our good book? God loves all his children.
Your God, DeLacy. My God does not love me.
There is only one God, my friend, and he...
I have purchased a pistol. I will destroy it. As it has no soul, I will not have sinned. I have no soul, DeLacy.
Of course you do, my friend. These are not the words of God. Whose book is it? There must be a name on it.
A name?
On the inside front cover. Is there a name?
There is.
What is it?
Frankenstein.
Anyone home?
Hello?
Be calm, my friend. Be calm. Yes?
Good day to you.
Good day.
Yeah, we've been hunting in these woods. We're thirsty and wondered
My
if we
God, Hans, what is that?
Look out!
Be careful!
It's a monster!
Look at the size of him!
Don't understand.
He's getting away!
There he goes!
Oh, look, Justine, I found another snail. See how big?
Ooh, be careful, little cat. Those rocks are slippery.
I can swim. Besides, you're right behind me. You'll catch me.
And what if I don't? The Baroness won't be happy with me if you come home soaking wet.
I'll just tell her.
Ooh, watch those thorn bushes. They can spring back and they'll... Oh,
Justine, I'm sorry.
oh, no harm done, little cat.
I've scratched your cheek. I should have been more careful. Here, my handkerchief.
Oh, it will heal. We'd best climb up the bank and go home before it rains.
It's turned very dark, hasn't it? Oh my, I may go home soaking wet after all. Justine, I'm caught!
Ooh, hold still. We don't want you to tear your...
Oh.
There, now, be careful. Give me your hand. And up we go.
Oh, it's really going to rain.
Let's gather up our picnic things quickly.
There goes the tablecloth.
Ooh, go catch it.
It's blowing into the forest.
So get it quickly.
I'm afraid of the forest.
Oh, it won't go far. The trees will stop it. Hurry, I just felt some raindrops.
All right, then. I don't see it.
Hurry.
All right. Can't have gone far. Funny, it's not here. I don't understand.
I have it.
Who's there? Show yourself.
First, you must promise that you will not be frightened.
I can't promise that. I'm already frightened. Where are you?
Catherine, did you find it?
You see, I'm not alone. I have people with me. Justine and my brother. He's big and strong. Where are you? Let me see you.
First, you must...
You keep the tablecloth. I'll just...
No!
No! Let go of me! Don't... What are you?
Please, I will not harm you.
Catherine?
Your face! Help, Justine!
No. Shh. Don't. I want...
Let me go!
Please,
You better let me go. My brother Victor will put you in jail. Justine!
Victor Frankenstein?
Yes, Victor Frankenstein. Justine!
You are the blood of my creator? My father? My enemy? Ah!
Catherine? Little cat? Catherine, where are you?
Woman,
Who are you? Where's Catherine?
tell me first. Does the blood of the house of the Frankenstein flow through your veins?
No, it does not. Where's Catherine?
Tell him I did not die in the fire. Tell him it begins now. I return sorrow with sorrow, despair with despair.
Where is Catherine?
She awaits you in the clearing.
Catherine? Little cat?
I will bring you 1,000 miseries, my creator. 1,000 miseries to the day of your death.
Henry,
Professor Waldman,
I came as soon as I heard. How is the Baroness?
as well as can be expected, she's...
Professor Waldman,
Baroness, my condolences.
thank you. Please, come in. I was just preparing to have tea. Will you have some with me?
Of course.
Will you join us, Henry?
Certainly. I'll find Brigitte and tell her we have a guest for tea.
This way, Professor.
It is a lovely home.
It has always been a home full of happiness. Until now. Please, have a seat.
Thank you. This is a terrible tragedy. Do they know who could have done such a thing?
They've made an arrest.
Good.
They've arrested Justine Moritz.
The young woman I met on my last visit?
Yes.
Impossible.
That is what I believe as well. Justine is like one of my own. I love her very much, and she loved Catherine. She could never have...
Tea, Baroness?
Thank you, Brigitte. Put it here.
Will there be anything else, Baroness?
No, Brigitte, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Why have they arrested Justine Moritz?
She was with Catherine.
But still.
She had Catherine's handkerchief in her pocket, covered with blood.
Come in, Henry. Sit here.
I don't understand. She had a handkerchief.
There were deep scratches on Justine's face and hands.
So then that would explain the blood on the handkerchief.
Catherine had skin and blood beneath her fingernails. She'd scratched her assailant.
Motive. There must be a motive.
Justine's father went mad and killed people. He told the police that angels told him to do it.
Is there any proof that Justine has inherited that madness?
Not until now. The police believe...
And the police are wrong! Justine could never have... Justine loved Catherine. And Catherine,
Has anyone spoken with Justine?
Henry was the first to see her after the...
And the police, of course.
Victor and Elizabeth have gone down to the jail to see her.
What does Justine say?
She told the police that Catherine was murdered by a giant demon, horrible to behold, with death in his eyes.
A demon?
You see, she was hysterical.
But she told me something quite different.
She was distraught. She didn't know what she was saying.
What did she tell you, Henry?
She burst through the door and ran right into my arms. She was crying, hysterical. She said, well...
What? What did she
done
say?
Something terrible.
Something terrible?
She said she had killed Catherine.
Justine!
Elizabeth!
You poor girl. Oh, this is all so horrible.
Justine.
Frankenstein. It's good of you to come.
What's this? Chains? I won't have it.
Oh, I don't mind. They are my punishment
For
after
what? I do not for a moment believe, Justine, that you...
Justine. They say you confessed to Henry.
I confessed my guilt. I sent her into the woods to retrieve our picnic cloth. But had I gone for it myself?
I believe that you did this thing and have confessed to it.
Confessed to? No! Oh, no, never! Oh, you must believe me!
Of course we believe you. We'll tell the magistrate to release you and...
It may not be that simple, darling.
Nonsense! I will go to the magistrate myself. I will melt the stony hearts of your enemies by my tears and prayers. I shan't let this happen to you. Catherine loved you with all of her heart, and
I loved her with all of mine. I have no fear of the punishment. I know I shall see Catherine again.
No, I won't let that happen. This will not go to trial.
Elizabeth.
They can't... Is there anything, dear, anything that you could tell us that might help her bring the murderer to justice?
I saw him.
Clearly?
I stood as close to him as I stand to you now.
Well, then there it is. We'll give a description to the magistrate and...
Elizabeth. She told Henry
She
that...
saw him, Victor. We must demand that they release her.
Justine, tell Elizabeth what you saw.
But no one believes me.
She saw a demon.
Yes, a giant demon, twice the size of a man, with a horrible face and eyes like death.
A demon?
Oh, you see, you don't believe me either.
I didn't say.
You believe my father's blood has driven me mad, but I saw it. It was a giant demon, and he spoke to me.
Well, what did he say?
It made no sense. He asked if I was the blood of Frankenstein, and then he said, tell him I did not die in the fire.
What?
I did not die in the fire, he said. And now I will return sorrow with sorrow, despair with despair.
You're sure of those words?
Oh, yes. He said, it begins now.
Oh, dear God.
What is it, Victor?
And you say he was a giant?
Oh, yes, bigger than any man I've ever seen.
More. Tell me more.
He had a dark hair, black almost, and a high forehead, and scars, deep scars on his face and wrists, and his skin. It was like a, it was like a.
Parchment.
Yes, exactly. But how did you know that?
Dear God.
What is it, Victor?
Dear God, forgive me. He lives. He lives yet.
In a moment, after these words from our sponsors, we will return to the WSCE Radio Players production of Frankenstein.
Good morning, Linda. Are you enjoying your latte?
Yes, I certainly am, Mary. Hey, how was your special family dinner last night?
It was fine. Billy invited his lovely new girlfriend, but Beth invited that awful friend of hers from school. She was the most rude child I have ever met. I swear, it's like she was raised by wolves.
That's awful.
I know. That little so-and-so thought it would be appropriate to dip her fork in the bowl of gravy instead of using the serving spoon. She even double-dipped. Our Beth didn't seem to care what germs could have been spread. And throughout dinner it was, I disagree with my parents about this, and I can think for myself that. Can you imagine? She is a horrible influence on our little girl.
How terrible. It's a shame you can't just pick your child's friends.
Why can't you? With Life Incorporated, you will do just that. Is your daughter bringing home grossly independent friends? Is your son recklessly destroying your backyard and property with his new free-spirited buddy? Hello, I'm Jennifer 82. At Life Incorporated, we create the friend that not only fits your child, but you as well. Simply place our Grow a Pal seed pod under your sleeping child's bed at night. By morning, we will grow you the most flawless friend you could ever ask for. The perfect duet partner for your Juilliard-bound performer, the superb catch companion for your little future shortstop, the attentive sous chef to your aspiring cook. That and more is possible at Life Incorporated. All you need is one Grow a Pal seed pod and a child's slumber, and your dreams of perfection will awaken. You'll be amazed at how fast you'll see a difference.
Nice to see you again, Mary. Tell me, did you finally grow Beth a friend?
We sure did. That's Beth and her over at the other table.
Are they doing math? It's summer.
I'll tell you, Linda, the change is almost magical. They're polite, well-mannered, and so industrious. Half the time, I don't even know what they're up to, but as long as it's quiet, it's okay by me.
That's amazing. It sounds so peaceful. Maybe I should grow a pal for our Stevie. He's gotten so rambunctious now that he's 2.
I'll tell you what. Come over for dinner tonight and see for yourself. Beth is making dinner for everyone. Her pal is teaching her how to cook. Wait until you see her new chopping skills. She's only 7, but her knife moves so fast. You can barely see it coming.
I'll be sure to keep all 10 fingers out of harm's way.
Oh, Linda, you're quite the comedian. Thank you, Life Incorporated.
Your children are too precious to leave to chance. Order your Grow a Pal seed pod today and let your dreams become their reality. Let us grow so they can. Life Incorporated. The future is bright. Shouldn't it be perfect?
And now, the conclusion of the WSCE Radio Players production of Frankenstein.
Good evening, Birgitta.
Good evening, sir. The family is in the parlor.
Thank you.
Henry, good of you to come.
Of course, Baroness.
Henry.
Victor.
Oh, yes, good evening, Henry.
Please, have a seat. Have you had any success? The stay of execution.
No, I'm sorry. I spent all day in the judiciary. I tried, but Justine will be executed tonight at 8 o'clock.
Oh, there must be something.
There is nothing.
We've hired the best legal help for her, but
Victor paid a visit to the governor yesterday.
Any hope?
No hope at all.
I'm worried about Victor. He hasn't slept for days.
Victor.
Justine didn't do this thing, Henry. You understand that, don't you?
Yes, I do, but there's
Whoever has
nothing.
done this is a monster.
There's no doubt, my
Do you
friend.
understand what I'm saying to you, Henry? A monster.
Yes.
Justine's description. A giant demon with eyes like death.
What are you saying?
A person who would do this, Henry, would have to be an animal, wouldn't he? An ugly, soulless monster. Escaped from the fiery pits of hell.
Oh, Lord.
What is it? Victor? Henry?
Oh, nothing, Elizabeth. Victor, are you certain?
It could have been no one else.
We have to tell, we have to...
And who would believe? Especially now that we've tried so desperately to stay the execution. They certainly didn't believe Justine.
But we can't just...
The clock!
Oh no. I had no idea it was so late.
What is that? Do you hear that?
What? I don't hear anything.
There. There, you hear it?
No, maybe someone passing by outside?
No, it's... Can't you hear that?
What is it, Victor?
Doesn't anyone hear that? Am I the only one? Since my punishment for stealing fire
Victor,
from
are
the
you
gods,
alright?
am I to be spared nothing? Must I bear to witness
What do you
this?
hear?
Not this, I implore you. Better to
Something's
chain
wrong.
me to the mountain and
Victor!
let eagles tear at my
Victor!
flesh. But
Victor, what is it?
please,
Victor, what are you
please,
careless? What's
spare me
wrong?
this.
What's wrong?
You're all right.
Victor!
Ah!
It's beautiful up here, Victor.
Yes, you can see the whole valley.
Stop. Just a moment. You've been avoiding the topic for 2 weeks, Victor. But you know, we must go to the authorities.
I told you, they'd never believe us. And besides, the damage is done. We can't bring Catherine back, or Justine.
But we are responsible for...
And did you hear what she said, Henry? He spoke to her. He spoke. He's not just a mindless animal, he's a man. I'm a god after all.
Yes, and that's what cost.
You're right, of course. The cost has been too high. There's blood on my hands, Henry. Justine's blood. And the blood of my sister.
It must be destroyed.
I agree, Henry. I agree. And I curse the day that I created him.
Victor, do you remember that position I spoke of?
The hospital in Scotland. I remember.
I've heard from them. The position is mine.
Excellent, Henry.
I must leave at the end of the week, but I will be back for your wedding. I have weapons, Victor. We could scour the mountains for him. We'd tell Elizabeth and the Baroness that we were hunting. It would, in its own way, be true.
They'd be busy preparing for the wedding and happy, no doubt, to get us out of the house.
Precisely.
It's a good plan, Henry. Let's do it.
Good. Sun's preparing to set. Nearly time for dinner.
You go on ahead. I'll stay here for a bit.
Very well. Don't be too long.
Frankenstein.
Murderer! How dare you approach me? Killer of children!
I was trying to silence her, and she might have survived our meeting. But when she said her name, Frankenstein, I suddenly felt a rage. A rage I could not master. It was the rage killed her.
How do you know of me?
The diary in your coat pocket.
I thought that coat had been burned.
You thought I had burned as well. You thought me dead,
I prayed it.
as have I so many times since.
Give me the chance, then. I will do you that favor.
I will not have you kill me, Victor Frankenstein. But I will bargain with you. Fulfill the bargain, and I will leave you and yours in peace. Refuse, and I will let you live. But I will glut the maw of death until it overflows with the blood of your family and friends. Until you are wretched and alone, as I am.
Fiend.
Have a care, my father.
Father?
I am superior to you in every way but beauty. I am stronger, for you have made me so. I could kill you with a single blow.
Then do it.
No. I am your creature. I would have served you and bowed to you if only you had loved me. If only you had been fair to me.
Fair?
Oh, Father, be not equitable to all others, and trample upon me alone. Everywhere I see happiness from which I alone am excluded. When I first came to myself in a cottage in the forest, I was benevolent and good. It was misery made me a fiend. Give me what you owe to me, and I will be benevolent and good again.
I will give you nothing but death.
That would not be so easy as it may seem. For I have tried to make myself a present of death, but it will not come. If you had loved me, Father, if any being had loved me, I would have returned that love 100 and 100-fold. For that one creature's sake, I would have made peace with the whole of mankind.
I do not owe you love.
No, Father. I would welcome it, but I do not expect it.
What then?
I want a mate.
What?
Yes, and you must build her, a creature as hideous as myself.
You have caused a world of pain by yourself. I should make you another?
Is this not owed to me? Did I request thee, maker, from my clay to mold me man? Did I solicit thee from darkness to promote me?
You quote Milton to me.
It was one of the texts by which I learned of language and life.
Paradise Lost.
It is appropriate.
And now you want to mate.
She shall be my Eve, and I her Adam. Consent, and the world will never see us again. We shall dwell in the most savages of places. And when we die, we will not curse our Maker's name.
So you would go, never to be seen or heard of again. You promise this?
I do.
Then I will do it.
When?
After the wedding. First time.
Before.
No, I
Before. How long were you engaged in my own creation, Father?
2 years. but I learned much. I could do it within 6
months. Waste no
months.
time. Begin now.
That would put completion within days of my wedding.
And you would begin your marriage clean and new again.
Very well. I'll do it.
I will watch from the shadows. And when she is ready, I shall claim her. And, Frankenstein, have a care. If you do not do this thing, I will be with you on your wedding night.
Victor? Victor?
Oh, Elizabeth.
May I come in?
I was just finishing up. I'll join you.
What have you been doing in there, Victor?
Oh, you know, research. My work.
I've barely seen you these last few months. Do you think you could find the time to be married tomorrow evening?
I think so, yes.
Henry's just arrived from Scotland.
Oh, good.
I thought perhaps we could all have dinner together. I'm sure Henry has stories to tell us about his new position, and the Baroness has already.
Was that thunder?
Are you paying any attention to me at all, Victor?
Yes, of course I am, darling. I have work to do. Excuse me, won't you?
But, Victor, I thought we could...
There you are, Elizabeth. I was just telling the Baroness that tomorrow, before the wedding, we should all...
Oh, Henry, I don't even know that there will be a wedding.
What? Elizabeth, you're...
Please, excuse me, Henry,
Storm's too early. I'm not ready. There's too many things yet to do, too many preparations to make. Damn! Too early! I have to hurry or
So this is what you've been up to all these months.
Henry, how did you
You neglected to lock the door.
Well, how good to see you again.
And what is this shrouded form on the table, Victor? Another one?
No,
Another one?
No, it's a bride. A bride for him. Have a look, see? A woman.
Hideous!
Well, a parent is often oblivious to its child's shortcomings.
Victor, how could you?
You don't understand, Henry. He promised me that he'll take his new bride and leave forever, never to be seen again.
And what makes you think he will keep his word? Did you stitch honor into that collection of corpses, Victor?
He's promised to take her away, to live out their lives in the jungles or the Arctic Circle.
And has she made the same promise?
I beg your pardon?
What if she refuses to comply with the contract, Victor?
Well,
What if she turns away from him? How angry might he be then, Victor?
I didn't really...
And then there would be two of them.
No, she will be his mate, and...
Children, then! A race of devils! Will they honor your pact as well?
I never exactly thought of
And
that.
therein lies the problem. You never thought! For Elizabeth's sake, Victor, I will remain here, and I will attend your wedding on the morrow. But then I do not want you troubling me ever again. Do you understand?
Yes, Henry. I understand.
Good evening, Victor.
So you are living in Scotland now, Henry?
I have a position at a teaching hospital. There's a doctor that has developed...
Oh, Professor Waldman! This is a surprise.
I wouldn't miss your wedding, Victor.
Henry.
Victor.
Well, I see by this exchange of significant looks you have issues to address.
Just another one of our ongoing philosophical debates, Professor. Sharpens the mind.
To quote the poet, the mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell and a hell of heaven. Stormy times ahead. Let us thank our Creator, gentlemen, that we have a roof over our heads. Well, I shall see you at the dinner table.
Victor, I thought you...
Shh. Wait till he's turned the corner. There.
I thought you were going to...
Oh, that quote.
Which?
What is it from?
Oh, what Waldman said. Milton, Paradise Lost.
Odd. That evening when I encountered the creature, after you'd gone down the mountain,
Yes?
he too quoted from Paradise Lost.
Waldman knows more than he says, Victor. He's no fool.
Of course not. Of course not. But he's no mind reader either. Coincidence. That's all it is. Coincidence.
The storm is rising. Should you be getting back to your work?
No.
I beg your pardon?
You were right, Henry. There's no assurance the creature would keep his word. I came very close to loosing another monster on the world. It shan't happen again.
I'm proud of you, Victor. You're starting a new life. Now's the time to break with the sins of the past.
The creature threatened my life. It promised to be with me on my wedding night. I have a pistol.
Yes, I remember that pistol.
I'll carry it with me and we'll leave for Marseille directly after the ceremony.
Stay there for a few weeks. I'll come back to Geneva upon your return and we'll go on that hunting expedition we've talked about.
Thank you, Henry. You've been a faithful friend. I owe you much.
What about your project upstairs in your laboratory? What are you going to...
I took an axe to it. I trust that doesn't offend your moral sensibilities. It was, after all, not yet alive.
No, of course not.
Later tonight, while the household sleeps, I'll row out into the middle of the lake and then we can,
Victor, Henry, Elizabeth has sent me to inform you that dinner is served.
The creature?
He's been watching my progress from the shadows. When he discovers that...
What in the world was that?
Doubtless some animal.
Or doomed soul.
I beg your pardon?
Ah, the Baroness awaits us at the dinner table. Elizabeth, my arm. Come, gentlemen, an excellent meal this evening, and tomorrow, a wedding.
Just stop that, Victor Frankenstein. I told you I wouldn't be long. You can't expect me to travel dressed like this.
And why not?
Victor, this is my wedding dress. The cinders from the smokestack would ruin it.
It's a very modern railway, Elizabeth.
Yes, and the last time I traveled on that very modern railway, I counted 16 little holes burned into my dress. I have traveling clothes, thank you very much. Won't take me a moment.
It had better not. Don't think the train will wait for us.
Unfasten me in the back.
Very well. Oh, so many buttons. That's something I've always wanted to know.
What's that, dear?
Why do women put the buttons in the back of their dress where they can't be reached? It makes no sense to me. Why not put them in the front like a man's shirt?
Stop for a moment.
What?
Stop for a moment. I want to turn around.
Very well.
Now, you see this effect in the front.
Oh, yes. That was the first thing I noticed about the dress. I'm in favor of it.
Well, my darling, in order to make the front look the way you men seem to like it, we must put the buttons in the back. You see?
Well, if that's what does it,
That's what does it.
then I vote we keep the buttons in the back.
You vote in the majority, darling. Now, finish the buttons.
131, 132, 133.
No such thing.
It seems like it. There.
Finished?
Finished. Turn around now and throw your arms out the way you did before.
Not until we reach Marseille.
Can I wait that long, do you think?
You shall have to. Stay here. I shan't be long.
You might want to pack that dress, you know, so we can study its effect in Marseille.
Victor, what are you doing here? Your train leaves in 20 minutes.
She needed to change her clothes before the trip. Henry, do you know why the buttons are in the back of a woman's dress?
No.
Well, when I turn around and hold my arms out like this, the effect isn't the same.
You're going to miss the train.
Where's the luggage?
Outside in the cabriolet.
Good man. We'll be off in no time.
I take it you still have the pistol?
Yes, but I didn't need it, you see. The creature dared not come near with me with so many people in the house all day and the church this evening. And in less than 20 minutes, we'll be gone, so...
What?
Elizabeth! Oh, my God! Elizabeth! Elizabeth, open the door. Darling, can you hear me? Please.
Elizabeth.
Please, open the door. Henry, where is she?
On the
Henry?
floor, there.
Oh, my God. Elizabeth, wake up, darling, wake up. Elizabeth, please.
Victor.
Please.
Victor,
Please,
it's no use.
Wake up.
She's
Elizabeth.
Gone.
Elizabeth. Oh, my darling Elizabeth.
Victor, I'm so
You've been
sorry.
such a self-centered fool, Henry.
I-
Such a self-centered fool. I thought it was my life he threatened, but that was never his intent. It was her life. Oh, my dear, sweet, innocent Elizabeth. Please forgive me.
We heard a scream.
Victor, what?
Baroness.
She's fainted. Henry, help me get into the other bedroom. Carefully now. Carefully. In here.
How can you be gone, Elizabeth? How can I live without you? My love.
Now we both grieve lost love, Frankenstein.
You monster! I curse the day that I made you.
As do I, Frankenstein. For I am the most wretched creature on earth. Shall each beast have his mate, each man his wife, and I be alone? Shall you be allowed the joy and love of companionship, while I grovel in my wretchedness, alone and unloved?
Why did you not kill me half a year ago when you had the chance?
Because then I had hope, Frankenstein. Hope. With you at the center of it. Now I only have revenge, and again you stand at the center. I abandon hope and replace it with revenge. I abandon love and seek revenge. You may blast all other passions, but revenge remains. I may die, but I promise that you will pray for death. You shall curse the God who gave you life, just as I curse mine. And finally, this shall be my revenge.
Monster! I will destroy you.
If you would destroy me, you must pursue me. Bring me down to the ground. I head north. North to the Baltic Sea, and ever northward to the frozen wastelands of the pole.
The window!
Look out!
It's getting away!
He's gone, Victor. You'll never hit him from here.
Victor,
Professor, how's my mother?
the Baroness suffered a heart attack, Victor. The shock was too much.
We must go to the hospital. Where can we...
It's
who's
too late,
with her?
Victor. I'm sorry.
Revenge. He promised revenge.
Victor.
Professor, that creature, he
I
was
know
my...
who he is, Victor. And I know what relationship you bear to him.
You know?
Yes, Henry, I know. Your ambitions were always transparent, Victor, and always greater than your discretion. I am an old man, and have had time to make many alliances. I know the people at the charnel houses, the living who haunt the churchyards and bear witness, the professional mourners who will weep for a fee, and deliver a corpse for a few pennies more. Yes, I know. I have known for a very long time.
You said nothing.
Would it have made a difference, Victor?
No.
For those who would play God, there is always a reckoning.
I'll find him. I will find him, and I'll destroy him. This shall be my life's work.
And I am with you, Victor, to the ends of the earth.
Good. For that is where we must go, Henry. To the pole. To the ends of the earth. Henry, up here!
Snow's coming down harder, Victor.
We can see for miles up here, Henry. I thought with luck we might see him.
I see nothing but snow and ice. That's all we've seen for the last 3 weeks.
And his tracks.
He knows we're after him, Victor. He's leading us on. He doesn't want to lose us.
I know.
Have you any idea where we are?
Very near the pole itself.
I've just had 2 more dogs die.
We'll combine both teams on one sledge.
Have you made plans about getting back?
No, I haven't.
There it is again.
It's the ground sea under the ice, causing it to shift.
Yes, but the snow is on top of the ice, and we are on top of the snow. What happens if the ice breaks?
We must catch up to him. He can't be more than a mile or 2 ahead of us by now.
Wind's coming up.
Look here.
Looks like some kind of white curtain being drawn across.
Snowstorm. It's a snowstorm coming straight for us. Quickly, Henry, down to the dogs before it hits. Stay close. If we lose sight of each other now, we may never. Look out! Henry, where are you?
Victor!
Henry!
Victor, can you hear me? Victor, the ice is cracking. Where are you? Victor, is that you? I can't see through the... Yes, give me your hand, Victor. Here, give me your hand. Wait, don't. Let go. You. Ah!
Henry, where are you? Henry! The ice broke, and I found myself drifting on a diminishing raft of ice for I cannot say how long, watching the dogs die one by one. I have seen so much death. Nor can I say what happened to my faithful friend, Henry Clerval. I pray the cold took him. I fear the creation may have found him. I haven't much time left.
Nonsense. The ship's surgeon says.
Do not try to deceive me. You forget, too, I am a physician and know more intimately than most the workings of the human body. Mine is winding down. But my task is unfulfilled. Must I die while he lives? No. I must.
Don't try to rise, my friend.
Look who's joined us.
What?
Captain, this is my dear friend, Henry Clerval.
Oh.
And there's my mother, and Justine, and oh, Catherine, it's so good to Elizabeth. Oh, Elizabeth, I thought I had lost you.
Victor?
My hand? Oh, of course, my darling. Here's
At last. My friend, you have found peace.
How is it, Captain?
Prepare for a burial at sea on the morrow.
Aye, sir.
We're making some progress here.
Aye, sir. Got sea room now.
I see the ice floes have thinned out.
Yes, sir. Clear water ahead.
Good. I'll go back below deck. I'll wrap the body and perhaps catch some sleep in a spare bunk.
Aye, Captain.
What? Who? Oh my God.
Please, do not fear me. I am ugly, but I mean no harm.
Strange words from a murderer.
He has told you then.
He has told me everything.
He is my victim too. I have murdered him as I have murdered everyone he loved. If only he had loved me as well.
Loved you?
Oh, Frankenstein, forgive me for my trespasses.
You feel remorse?
I do.
Would that you had felt it sooner.
Do you believe that I did not? My heart was fashioned for love and sympathy. And when I was denied these things, I could not endure it and turned to hatred.
And murder?
Murder was the only instrument I had to engage my Creator, my God, my parent. But with each death, I loathed myself more.
And yet you did not stop.
I could not. Did you think their screams were music to my ears? They were prayers to my God who had rejected me. If I could not have his love, I would settle for his hatred. And yet each death made me more miserable. And now it has ended. And here lies my last victim.
You are a devil.
Yes, I am. Still, I am the same creature whose heart was once filled with beauty and goodness. The fallen angel turned malignant devil. But even Satan had company in his desolation. I am alone.
Don't look for sympathy from me, monster.
I long ago gave up hope for sympathy, just as I have abandoned hope for love. But if he had loved me, if there had been a single being who had loved me, what might I have been? What might I have done? I shall leave your ship now, on the ice raft that brought me here.
And then?
I shall seek land and build a raging funeral pyre. The flames will reach to the heavens. All my evil deeds and memories will end, but so will the glorious ones. I will no longer see the sun or feel the cheering warmth of the summer. I will never again hear the birds sing or see the glittering stars or feel the breeze play on my cheeks. All the images I hold within my heart will fade. All those moments will be lost, like tears in the rain. It's time to end.
In one leap, he reached the steps. In another, he was on the deck. Then he vaulted overboard to the ice raft, which lay close beside my vessel. We gathered at the rail and watched as he was borne away by the waves and lost forever in the darkness and distance. Signed, Robert Walton, Captain's Log, November 5th, 1818.
You have been listening to the WSCE production of Frankenstein by Philip Grecian, based on the novel by Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley. Commercials were written by Jennifer 357 at Life Incorporated. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Tune in again in 2 weeks' time when we perform War of the Worlds. And now, WSCE is signing off for the broadcast day. Good night and pleasant dreams.